You know, I was watching the new episode of the Rubin Report this week with Larry King as the guest. And I was thinking to myself for the first 30 minutes of the show that, he's actually telling some really great stories about his childhood. He was talking about things about sports that I agreed with, and Fidel Castro, and a couple of other things that I thought, I actually never really considered Larry King as to be a fan of his, but maybe I should do it now. I read some of the comments on there, and actually most of them were painting him as a villain and as another Marxist globalist. And I thought, that's not really that fair because I'm watching the same thing these people are watching. I don't see that. Not about 35 minutes into it, and he starts talking about the time that he was at a funeral or something, and he had to read out of the Old Testament. It's a random part of the Old Testament, and Dave Rubin's, what a work that God is. And then talked about not only was he comparing God, the Father of all creation, comparing him to Donald Trump, and mind you, Larry King does not like him as president, at all, but then still had the gall to say at the same time of how wonderful and awesome Hillary Clinton is. Hillary Clinton. So let me go ahead and read some of these comments here before we continue for the Chuck Stu Show. Now, I'm not going to be naming anybody's names here on the comment section of Facebook, even though Dave Rubin does allow people to say whatever it is that they want to say, even though it can be very, very wrong and hate-filled at times. But, you can't say that for other shows that I watch, like The Dividing Line with Dr. James White, where every single comment section is banned for some reason. Anyways, let's go ahead and read one of them here. Obamacare is working, which was a quote from Larry King. I actually personally didn't get that far in the interview where they were talking about Obamacare. Says the guy who has never had it, I have, and reads the New York Times daily. I feel like Rubin was humoring this old man's views of the new world. And so I read a couple of these and I thought, well, no, you shouldn't really say that. I mean, because I'm not seeing that. I don't agree with this. That's not fair. You're just pigeonholing him. Then I got past the 30-minute mark and kept watching till about 45 minutes in. And after that, whatever it is that he made that comment about Hillary and, she was just on a terrible campaign. It's like, dude, stop. She is like, if scum could talk, we're going that level. I mean, she's that much of a piece of fucking shit. No, I'm not going to, that's just something I will never acknowledge. From all the research I've done, from everything I've watched, from looking at one side and the other side, from both networks and other sources, all the research that I've done, even though the really, really terrible things about Pizzagate, that wasn't technically, how are you going to try her? She's one of the most, powerful people in the world. It's like, come on now. From all the research that I've done and all the interviews and all the articles and everything that I've read and talked about with other people to just get everything that I could get, she's one fucked up piece of shit. Like the Lord of the Flies type of thing. We're talking the devil's right-hand woman. We're talking about it worse than Jezebel from the Old Testament. Okay? So when he said, she's a wonderful person, gotta turn this off, dude. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. Gotta turn it off. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. Obamacare is a scam. Here's another person. When you pay a premium every month and still have to pay for your own health care because the deductible was so high, unless you have a catastrophe that costs more than your deductible, it will never kick in. It's no more than giving the government your money and getting nothing back from it. Larry King is an interesting person, but he's out of touch with everyday people and how it is for millions. To think all this leftist totalitarianism is because of racism is another sign that he just does not get it. And I agree with him on that. Or I agree with this. I'm sorry. That's not the sex of the person. I don't know the sex of the person, but... Oh, and also, we got a tweet here from Dr. Thugonomics, Dr. Pearlstein's book. We were talking about how I was talking about why I turned off the show and I couldn't get through the entire interview. So he said Yeah, I mean, most older people have a fixed mindset, and that's where we all have the problems. Younger generations just latch onto things they think they care about. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go and continue to read the next part here from Chuck Stew Show. You don't hear complaints about Obamacare because no voice is given to the millions that lost good, affordable coverage like myself. The only voice is given to those who received what was taken from us. And let me tell you something about my personal experience with Obamacare. At the time, I didn't have a job. I had a job working for Converges and then ended up quitting the job because it was too much for me to handle. It's like it's like any kind of call center that you go to. It's like literally 1% of every person that ever applies to go into a job that's at a call center can last past 6 months. There's something wrong with a job that's always hiring. And I've worked at 6 call centers. So when I was working at Converges, I was forced to quit because I got tired of getting cussed out 10, 15, 20 minutes each by people that needed to get their medicine at the fucking Walgreens, and I wasn't able to do that. So I quit my job, but I was still, because I could not pay for the Obamacare that was placed on me, it should have been illegally placed on me. My father was the one that had to bail me out by paying whatever it is, not the deductible, but paying the penalty for it. My father had to help me with that because I couldn't pay for it myself. It would have gone into collections. How was I supposed to pay for it? I didn't have a job. So, Obamacare was such a failure. Like that, oh man. Like that guy's whole presidency just, ugh. Alright, anyways, continuing. Your idol, Larry, is the epitome of a liberal elitist that is completely out of touch with reality of the average person. I don't know where to begin with all of his politically related comments and beliefs. I actually used to like and respect Larry King until his interview where he revealed his ignorance. That said, he is still a great interviewer / conversationalist. I can't take that away from him. I completely agree with that statement. Next person said, and this is just me going through the list. There's not one positive comment in this. I'm just reading you what it says here. So, to hear Larry King say that he has never seen happier people under Castro is just crazy. Yes, because people jump into a raft to risk life and death with children for days with little to no food or water. Fidel Castro, like that fucking monster? Like, come on, Larry. Oh man, he's 86 years old. He couldn't be more senile. He's turning 85 or something like that. That man is losing his God-forsaken atheistic mind. He is losing it. It's like I feel like I'm losing it after watching this. God, Larry, what the hell, man? You're fucking another elitist globalist. You're the guy Alex Jones is going after. Come on, man. Like, what the hell? After that, Hillary just the fact that he said that, like, oh my God, I've done years of research, just mulling this over in my mind, reading different things, just trying to figure out, because I don't want to hate Bill Clinton. He used to be one of my favorite presidents. Like, I don't want to hate him. I loved him when I was a kid. I don't want to see him as a rapist. I'm sorry, I don't, but it's there. He's a rapist. They probably raped and murdered thousands of children. I mean, after that thing that I read about that woman from that, what was it, that supposed to be a part of some clique of some church or something like that with her and her missionary friends, went over to Haiti, and then someone from the Clinton Foundation sent a lawyer when she was put in prison because she was basically stealing kids from Haiti. And the guy that defended her from the Clinton Foundation was a registered sex offender. And this woman went under a different name, even though she looks the same, but she looked like she gained weight in a picture that I saw of her somewhat recently, about maybe 2 years ago, about 2 years ago. She was one of the people that was the head of the Amber Alert system. Like, how do you normally, like, Larry, answer me this, how do you normally go to Ping Pong Pizza and hang out with the Podesta brothers and Bill, like all the Obama and Stephen Colbert was another one that came out of that WikiLeaks article. He was in the John Podesta's emails. How do you do that? Like, if you're such a well-rounded person where you want to get the opinion of everyone, how do you, like, man, fucking, oh, I was going to say Stevie Richards, that's not him. Stevie Wonder, the blonde, it's like, he could see that. He could, like, these people are sick, disgusting human beings. Like, how do you not see that? She's a wonderful person? You fucking out of your mind? Anyways, this show is brought to you by Polygrip. Another comment. What a disappointment to realize he is just another globalist idiot. The thing was that Chuck Schumer I did not want to think that. I put Larry King on a pedestal because of how Dave Rubin would put him on a pedestal because I respect Dave Rubin so much. It's like, I mean, I'm a self-hating liberal myself, guys. Okay? Next comment here, the last of two I'm going to read. I like Larry King, and he is a talented interviewer. However, it's amazing how out of touch he is with so many. He is so naive when it comes to looking at things through a conservative perspective. I hope he's right about Clooney, as would mean another term for President Trump. Again, I like Larry, but he's definitely a limousine liberal, insulated by his wealth from the things he does not want to see. I mean, he was an atheist. He's an atheist. Dave Rubin's an atheist. I try to just let that go. Okay, bygones be bygones. They respect the fact that I'm Christian, but then it's like he made that comment. It's like, yeah, what a work that God is from the Old Testament. Like, dude, that's highly... I mean, I say highly offensive things on the show all the time, so I'm just saying, like, that Hillary thing that he said, like, I mean, he had Dennis Prager on. He has Ben Shapiro on. He does have, you know, I can't remember any other people that were like actual Protestant Christians that he had on his show. I mean, maybe there were, I just wasn't seeing it. But anyways, I don't even understand how you can live this life and being an atheist. I don't get it. How do you not think about your own death on a constant basis? I do. I think about it a lot, like almost every day. I think about my own mortality. Something's going to happen. And that was it's a paradox to me. Another thing, before I read this last comment here, there's another that's a paradox that I don't understand that a lot of people are just completely comfortable with, is when they die, it's just like a black screen, the theater ends, the movie's over, and that's it. You cease to exist. Well, then why not just do what like Johnny Sins does and Kissy Sins and other people in the porn industry, or people like Ted Bundy who are serial killers? Why not just go after your actual... Well, they can't. I mean, they can't, because regardless or not, if they don't acknowledge God as their God, they still have God's DNA written on their hearts. I honestly believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that. But if you really think that, why not go after your most strongest carnal desires? To just be an animal. If you believe in animalism, why not just go and do it then? Why not act upon those urges? Because you're supposed to fit into this. What's the point of society if it's just going to go away? Like, if we're all just primates, then what the fuck is the point in believing in living in a society of morality and the things that, or how you grew up around, like that one guy was saying, Matt Dillahunty, and that sit down I saw with Dr. Jordan Peterson, and with that other Jacqueline Spears or something, Jacqueline something, who has that atheist channel. I literally don't get what the point is. When they say, well, we ride on the backs of giants, and the giants were our forefathers, and my father, his father, my grandfather goes back. You're not accounting for a lot. So does that count for the Nazis? Does that account for people that live in tribes, like in Africa and Papua New Guinea and whatnot? Does that account for the people that are super rich, or people in their wealthy, super big families that are either trust fund assholes or people that are in families of these horrible dictatorships like Kim Jong-un? So what about them? Because they won't acknowledge that evil exists. Like, oh, it's just a part of your environment. Your environment shapes your mortality. It shapes how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a moral person because the fact that we have romance is why we can make children. It's like, shut the fuck up with all that shit, dude. Like, no, that does not not make any sense. It's like it's just how the Big Bang Theory, that shit don't make sense either. How is something that was nothing, which was initially purgatory, just goes into nothing, that switches and flops around, becomes two reverse vacuums of two tornadoes, or I don't know, tsunamis that somehow just clap into each other, which was from nothing, which makes nothing, and then theoretically we're just here where everything, the water, the air, the elements, everything is just perfectly balanced. You can't explain that to me. You can't do it. It is an impossibility. It is a theory, that's it. Continuing here. Oh, God. Global elitist. God, you can't fucking get away from them. And the last one, Dave, how could you get the famous Skeletor on your program and not ask him about what happened to He-Man and She-Ra? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, I wasn't going to talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't going to talk about that. But you got it, like, dude, like, come on, man. You have to be able to think for yourself here, guys. Like, you got to be able to somehow develop individualistic thought. You have to be able to develop your own opinions and your thoughts and feelings on things, not just go by what someone is saying. You have to do research on top of research about literally anything that is of abstract thought, like postmodernism, modernism, I don't know, critical theory, whatever it is. Why are these people fucking freaking out and burning down UC Berkeley? You gotta find out, okay, you gotta look at it like a sphere with the piece of white, and then the rainbow comes out of it. And every color is a different opinion on a different abstract thought that somebody had on this event or this person. You gotta read all of it to form an opinion. Don't be sheep, guys. Think for yourself. Fucking think, guys. Okay? This is bullshit. This is the Chuck Stew Show. It's one of the few shows that you're going to get where you're actually going to be hearing the truth. You're going to be hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. And I got a text right now from Dr. Pearl's Houston book on the whole Brett Kavanaugh sex allegations. He said this, in quote, I don't understand this. Actually, it was from a picture I sent him from CNN Politics. Senator to Men, shut up and set up, which was Senator Mazie Hirono. I'm assuming that's not an Italian name. It's Hawaiian. There you go. So, anyways, I'm going to be reading a quote from what she said, where all men need to shut up about this, even though the woman, Dr. Ford, quote-unquote doctor, fucking lied about the whole allegations, and some other woman actually fucking lied and found out it was just another plot scheme by George Soros, ladies and gentlemen. But here we go. This is what's going on. He says this, I don't understand this, in quote, if there's an allegation coming at him, then you resolve it in court like everybody else does. Then since it's in a court, you need to have undeniable proof that he did these things, or else the whole judicial system is a fucking joke. Oh, this woman says she was raped, and since he's white, let's make sure he doesn't get away. Everything I read that she had no proof, and she was shitty at remembering the facts. All she had were her feelings at the time. Like, that shit does not hold up in court. End quote. Now we're going to the next segment of the Chuck Stew Show, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hello, everyone. This is the Chuck Stew Show, Season 5, Episode 11, October 10th of 2018. What's going on, everybody out there? This is Chuck Stew. And for the new format, or actually old format that I'm going back to, I'm telling you about what's going on in my week. And basically just talk to you about whatever I feel like, because this is my own personal therapy session. I talk to you however it is that I want to talk to you, and you're just going to have to put up with it, I guess. But, I'm going to close the window here. Alright, it's getting a little chilly out there here. And, that was one of the things I wanted to bring up. So, it's a crazy event with the, one of the patients that we had to help. Excuse me. I don't know what it is, but I've been getting sinus problems again. I don't know why exactly, because my sinuses have actually been okay for the last month, and now they're coming back again for some reason. I don't know if there's something in bloom. I mean, it's October, everything's supposed to be dead, or half of everything is dead, and I mean, the reason as to why there's foliage in trees is because the trees get so stressed out that they lose all their leaves. That's why they turn color, because they're dying essentially, but then they come back to life. There's a resurrection. Don't worry, folks. Have you ever been around a tree for a season of 12 months to see all the changes that it goes through? It comes back. It doesn't completely die, just maybe emotionally. One of the patients, I'm not going to name the hospital that I work at. I'm not going to name this person's name, being that I actually don't remember what it is, but this woman, that's all the information I'm going to give. It's just a woman. She, from what I understand, when helping said person, because she was getting a screw taken out of her face, and the backstory on that is that the patient was kicked out of a moving car. She was in the passenger seat, her boyfriend in the driver's seat, after pistol whipping her with a pistol while he was driving some car that maybe he stole. I don't know. Maybe he made his payments off of it. Who knows? Maybe she bought it for him. I don't know the story exactly. Not only, it's one of the most horrific stories. That's a true story I've ever heard in my life. So anyways, the person was kicked out of the car, and then the man proceeded to hit her. Then when she hit the ground, he ran her over 3 times, back and forth. I don't know what it is. I have no idea who this person is. I know I just helped this person for, literally, I was in the room for like 5 minutes. And, oh man, it was pretty horrifically terrifying. Oh, and that's the other thing I was actually going to be going over, is the situation I had with the woman that I used to date. And man, is that such a weird situation. That's not really weird, actually. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I dumped her, and I don't know, I was watching a Hodge Twins video to try to just gain some semblance on the situation that happened at hand. Of this woman that I know, she actually ended up getting with a guy, and this man supposedly is a doctor up in Mexico, even though he's white. It looks like, oh, sorry, buddy. I just stepped on my cat's foot. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? Oh, okay, he says hi. I just stepped on it hard, just like to tap, or like I just tapped his toe. But anyways, so being that from the situation, which is very scary, actually not scary, but let me go ahead and just go on with what I was saying. Afterwards, which was about the woman that I'm dating, or actually I used to date. And what really pissed me off was the fact that she found a white boyfriend and who Dr. Book said looked like Scotty Too Hottie. So for what that salt is worth. And really, it's just one of those things that really just pissed me off. It's not that, I mean, it's not even something that's necessarily like, look, I screwed up in the situation. I'm admitting to that. I screwed up. That's what happened because I dumped her twice. I mean, but it's like what Keith was saying in that video, on the Hodgman's video I was watching last night about relationships and how this guy left, this chick left him, or actually he dumped her and she got with this fat, ugly dude and he got offended by it. And my thing is that I got highly offended for about a day about the fact that happened. And, I mean, it's just something that, I mean, I don't really know how to put this. It's something where I should not have been as offended as I was. I just did not expect her to be such good. Even though it actually doesn't really make any sense because she's very pretty, she's very attractive looking. So she told me she wanted me before, like 6-7 months ago, when she had the option to date this guy because she went on a date with him and she was talking to him and I don't know, whatever it is that they were doing, but she wanted me instead, and then I bailed on her and I dumped her a second time. And so what his cousin was saying, Keith Hodges' cousin was saying about the fish, okay, you caught the fish, right? Whatever. You caught the fish, you looked at the fish, you decided you didn't want the fish, so you threw it back, so why is it any of your business where this fish swims off to? You know? Like something that's pretty wise. Something that I was thinking, even though the rest of the content wasn't too good. But, I mean, for Chuck's show here, I got pissed off about it. Still, it made me very upset. I didn't want to, hear it, basically. I didn't want to hear the bullshit. I just wanted things to go my way. I wanted things to work out the way that I wanted them to. And, I mean, it's just, it's not that I was purposely being, I mean, I guess I was being kind of immature about it, but at the same time, I want what I want. I'm the king of my domain. If I want to put this woman on the bench, then she should just politely sit on the bench. If there's another woman that I'm talking to or dating and she's not good enough, I go back to her if it doesn't work out with the other woman. That is so fucking terrible. That is so fucking pessimistic and just psychopathic sounding. Why the heck? Oh my god. Why would I ever do something like that? That's so fucking terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to me. That's fucking horrible. But I mean, still, I was offended because I was feeling deeply in love with her. But to make this sound, at least where I can get you guys a little bit on my side, I mean, I was deeply in love with a woman. I felt from a previous relationship that I was in for 6 years that I wasn't going to be able to move on and go to another place, even though I do want to leave. So, I mean, that's... So, to give you guys some kind of semblance or some way to get you guys on my side about this, even though the guy seems like he's nice, I guess. I mean, I don't know who this person is. It still pisses me off a little bit, but I'm more just getting over it. I mean, I was very, very, very pissed off on Monday. Monday was horrible. It was so bad. No, it was Tuesday, actually. No, it was Tuesday. Yesterday it was so just ridiculously horrible. I just did not want to try to figure this out. I didn't want to see this from anybody else's perspective. I didn't want to try to, okay, well, how am I seeing this? Okay, so where did I screw up in this? Because I do that so much. I do that so much at my job. I do it at home. I do it with my relationship, with my friends, my family. I always... I don't know if it's just trying to help keep me in line and that I need to try to be the best moral person, per se, but it just pisses me off that I never put myself first when, how am I supposed to get other people in my boat when I keep falling out of my own damn boat? You know? You guys know what I'm saying there?
Back to the Chuck Stew Show.
So after that rant that I did about that woman, I now realize how... when actually speaking those things out loud, how pretty messed up that sounds for me to do that. So now I feel more sympathy towards her and her new boyfriend. I don't even know who this person is, and this person completely doesn't deserve any ill-fated treatment from me. I'm not going to go out. I mean, yesterday I got so pissed off I thought about just driving up there to just start screaming at both of them. For a mistake that I made, it's just, now, listening to that back and thinking about what I just said, it is pretty messed up. I know where I got that from. That's a baseball term, putting them on the bench. This one guy who is in a clique, in my crew actually does that with women, and I thought it was such a good idea that I might as well try to do that myself. But yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. That's it's pretty screwed up to do something like that. It's pretty fucked up. But I mean, this all stemmed from my relationship that I had with the woman I was talking about. That lasted for 6 years, and it was about 4 years ago. Even though it's been 4 years, I'm still struggling with the fact of not being able to move on and going to places where I feel one of my biggest fears is feeling lost, not knowing what to do, just not completely having a trust in God or trust in myself to do what needs to be done for me to be happy. And it has to do with, I mean, I just say yes. I'm a yes man at work. I'm a yes man in my life with my parents. I'm a yes man with my friends. Not to certain extremes, and even with women, because that was one of the other things I was going to talk about for Chuck Stew this week. I cut it off. Her name is Kim, and I cut it off with this woman that I was talking to because I got so upset about the fact that she was asking me for money. keep in mind, this woman, I think she might have been mentally retarded. I'm not really sure because of the text messages she would send me. Or it could have been a guy, I don't know, a scamming website like a bot, or a person who's just a con artist like Edward Norton in that Simpsons episode where they grifting the grifters. But, you know, it really pissed me off that she was asking me to go down because I couldn't go drive down to Texas to take her to a random store to buy her an Amazon gift card. She wanted me to put money on it so she could go shopping on Amazon. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this woman is highly attractive. We're talking a dime, like a 10-piece. She was very, I'm not talking about timepiece from Popeyes, okay, or KFC. I'm talking about this woman is legitimately, like, very attractive looking, very attractive Latina, but she was a fucking gold digger. I mean, who could have, she was fucking stupid as shit, too. No, who saw that coming? I mean, I don't even know why Kanye West song didn't play in my head when I first started messaging her. I just didn't think it through, like, oh no, a woman couldn't do that to me. She's very attractive, she likes me, like, my personality, my qualities, like my standards, my ethics. She likes those things. Of course she's gonna like those things. It's me. Like, now, dude, you should have saw that coming. Talking to myself here. Come on, Chuck, you should have saw that shit coming. And once you did, and asked, no, I'm not joking. I really want you to go down to your nearest store, and I want you to put money on one of those Amazon gift cards, scratch off the thing on the back, take a picture and send me the serial number. And then I said, are you joking with me? And she said, no, I want you to do this. And then I said, no thanks. And that's pretty much how that conversation went. I haven't talked to her since. It's been about 4 days. I'm not planning. I deleted her out of my phone. If it's even a woman, because he, whatever, kept making these excuses as to why we couldn't meet up. And I've been talking to this person for a month. Not like, oh my God, I need to grab my phone every time I wake up and every time I come home from work or whatever. I gotta take my phone to work because I want to message her. Like, it wasn't like that. You know, the good thing that I've done with myself is that I put a wall up now, ladies and gentlemen. I put a wall up. So, I put the wall up, and so I wasn't really all that offended. I did get pissed off about it. I had to leave my house Sunday night, and I was walking around just because of how upset I was about the situation, just how pissed off I got and upset, and like, how could this happen to me again? And I was feeling really down about myself and feeling just completely undeserving of the opposite sex, really. I mean, what it says on the card there that we've had since Chuck Stew, I think it was like season 1, episode 2. We're in episode 5 now, like, holy shit. But it just made me feel really down about myself, where, okay, so if she's really attractive, then what, she's just going to be a fucking gold digger? Like, how is that fair to me? Because I'm not saying I don't make that good of money, because I do, but not that good. Like, I don't own a house. I can't just go out to a random dealership, throw down money, and I'm leaving with that bitch today. I don't do that. I can't do that, but I do make good money. You know, moderately good, I guess, from a conservative standpoint. But because I'm conservative with my money, I hardly spend it. Or at least I think I do. No, because I spend it on food. I just dropped like $117 at Bash's last night for food for the week. But anyways, I did buy some wine. Bought a bottle of wine. You know, I'm kind of snobby like Fraser Crane. But anyways, you know, it's just, going back to what I was originally saying about my relationship with 6 years that I was with this one woman before the wedding. I broke it off with her, and I had enough, even though we tried to keep a mutual friendship as trying to be friends, and that didn't really work out, even though, because I was forcing it, and there was a bunch of times where it's like, dude, I don't want you here, like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be in this situation.
Fucking horse shit ass phone. Alright, continuing here, so phone alarm just randomly decided to go off, so let's continue.
And there was a bunch of times where it's like, dude, I don't want you here, like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be in this situation. Like, why am I still talking to her? You know, just kind of an addict, like a soul tie. A soul tie. I don't know, man. Like, I think I just need to get my head out of my ass and just accept the fact that just because she's not that attractive looking, she's not like Kylie Jenner or Iggy Azalea or fucking Nicki Minaj, just because she doesn't look like that doesn't mean she's necessarily ugly. It's like that God complex the problem that I was having the other week when I was making that other video for my other channel. I'm going over the God complex and how I just see women in a negative light, and if they're not at least an 8, I won't talk to them, because I feel that 4 years ago and being in my mid to early 20s and late teens, because I was with this woman for so long and I was so pissed off for such a long time. Oh, I only deserve the best. But it's like, that's not getting me anywhere either. Like, I think I just need to lower my standards. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower my standards in physical beauty. You still have to brush your teeth. You still have to have a good personality. You have to be a woman of good conduct. Because if you don't have those things, it's like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, dude? Because you're literally just going out there to look for a woman who's a walking trophy to show. It's just like when a guy buys a big truck, it's like, hey, everybody, don't look at my penis. When I have a really attractive woman on my side, oh, that dude's got a fat bank account? Man, he must have a small dick. You know, I'm just saying personally, maybe it should just be one of those things where I just need to calm down. I need to calm down about that. Or accept the fact that I'm just going to be single, and I don't want to be single. I know a good friend of mine was talking to me about that last night, where she was saying, you know, I'm actually planning on being single for another year. And I thought to myself in the moment, man, that's really fucking stupid. That really pisses me off, because I wasn't looking at it from like a logical standpoint because of how angry I was and how in the moment I was, and basically just being a drama queen. I was being just stupid, and I mean, I wasn't yelling at her or anything. I just kept thinking to myself, man, that's fucking stupid. You're only doing that because no man wants you, and I kept thinking stuff like that. And I really tried not to be like so negative and down on myself or get mad at somebody else, because I want what they have, so I gotta break them down. I gotta break my friend down. I shouldn't do that. I just really need to just lower my standards. If she conducts herself like a good person, if she generally is a good person and generous and just has those good qualities, I mean, the whole reason why I broke up with the woman that I broke up with beforehand, well, actually, it was because I was going to say something else. It was actually because I couldn't go to Mexico. That's why I left. I could not go down to Mexico and face my fears. That was that's probably my biggest fear in life. And it's now my biggest regret. Just to shoot straight from the hip, buddy. I'm pulling out this bow and arrow, and I'm fucking trying to shoot for that bullseye right now, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to say what's on my chest. I'm just going to say it. That's one of the biggest regrets I have in my life, is doing this again, moving from California to Arizona for a woman, and then it doesn't work out for one reason or another. I just am stuck in this bubble of fear when it comes to relationships. It's never good enough, because the woman that I was with was so fucking undeserving of me, because she was such a fucking terrible person. And I can vouch for this. There are people you can ask that will vouch for that, of how fucking horrible, terrible her friends and family are. And I don't know why she stuck with it for so long. I don't fucking know. It's one of the things I'm still trying to figure out in my years on the planet here. It's been 4 years, I'm still not over it. It should have been fine for me just to go down to Mexico and try to make a life with this woman. Well, actually, the plan was for us to meet there or meet in Nogales, and then she would come here to Arizona and then live here after I would. There were just so many variables where I made so many excuses as to why I couldn't go, and then I almost had a panic attack when I tried to get on a plane last December to go see her all the way to Hermosillo, which is like fucking, I don't know, it was an hour and a half, 2 hour flight, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it because of all the flashbacks and the memories and the negativity that was still associated with how I am now because of that 6-year relationship. I kept thinking, even female. She's very pretty. We have everything in common. We have great chemistry. I love talking to her. Like, everything's just perfect, except it's just a long-distance relationship. I could not make it work because I kept thinking, oh, that's my ex-fiance. It's just going to fuck up again. That I feel strong emotions, and I'm not a completely mature person. But here's the thing, here's what's going to change. I'm going to lower my standards. I'm just going to date who I want to date, who has a good conduct, and I, not anybody else, not anyone, my family or friends or whoever puts on me, I'm going to do what makes me happy. That's what I'm going to do. Fuck everybody else's opinion. That's enough of that bullshit, because I'm stuck. I'm always stuck, because I'm thinking, oh, well, what if this person thinks this or this person thinks that about the women I'm dating? I don't even give a fuck anymore, because I'm not happy, so forget it. I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to do what's best for Chuck Stu. If I want to date this person and get with this woman, I'm just going to do it. And you know what? You got to be able to move on with your life. So next time, even if this woman is in a different city or a different country, like last time, I'm not fucking this up this time. I'm getting my goddamn passport and getting on the plane. Even if I'm having a panic attack as I'm on the plane, then let the panic attack happen, because then you become agoraphobic or whatever. Like, don't live your life with the fact that you have any regrets, big or small or medium size. That's the lesson I'm telling to myself here. Because I was just living like in a state of fear. That's fucking bullshit. Like, it's because where does that leave me? Nowhere. Because I'm trying to use my hereditary instincts to protect myself, but it's just still making me depressed. It's still depressing. I want to be in a relationship. That's what I want. I do not like being single. I've never liked being single. I want a woman. That's what I want. If she has good conduct, she's not trying to steal my fucking money. She's not trying to use me as a damn credit card. And that was the other thing. Just because she was that way doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. With every single woman is different, and it's a plethora of personality choices of how they conduct themselves, and how they interact with people, likes, dislikes, favorites, things they hate, whatever. Just because this one woman in my life for a long period of time acted that way doesn't mean it has to be with every woman. So now there goes, soul ties broken. The chains are cut off. I just cut those chains off. Thank you, Jesus Christ. I thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, even though I have a very foul mouth. So that's the good thing there, man. That's the good thing. I just cut it off. So I'm just now going to do what I want, man. I'm just going to get with the woman that I want to get with, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says about that. If I want to get with her, I'm going to get with her. I'm going to be happy with her, because I need to be happy. Fuck what somebody else says. I need to be happy. So that's fine. We're getting a little too in depth here on the Chuck Stu Show. Wasn't planning on getting this so in depth, but the soul tie's broken. The chains have been cut off. That's just how this shit's going to go. It's my goddamn life, dude. Now, man, let's get off this serious stuff. Let's talk about just some other stuff that happened during the week of things I'm into. Have you guys seen that the fucking LA Rams and also the Kansas City Chiefs are now 5-0 right now during the NFL season? That's fucking crazy, man. I actually thought, I don't really want to do sports talk. I don't want to be that. We have the little traveling zone with Dr. Book, but it's not something I really want to focus too much on, because one of my influences of being Chuck Stu for the Chuck Stu Show is the Monday morning podcast with Bill Burr. I listen to it every single Wednesday. I've been listening to it every single Wednesday for about 2 years now, maybe longer, and it's just one of those things where I feel he's like my dad, where literally almost every single thing he talks about every week for the whole hour, like 45 minutes out of the hour, he just talks about sports, like MotoGP, Formula One, if the NFL isn't in season. He talks about the NBA, and he fucking talks about the Dodgers. He talks about baseball. It's like, it's so boring. But anyways, he does make it fun in occasions, but it's, I don't know. My team is the San Francisco 49ers, Oakland Raiders, which are going to be Vegas Raiders next year, and also the Arizona Cardinals. Actually, the thing that me and Dr. Judge Bell, gynecologist, were talking about is how Arena Football, that is now called the Indoor Football League, is going to be getting its own. We're going to get our own team. So Arizona is going to be split into two factions. One's going to be Phoenix and one's going to be Tucson for doing games at the Tucson Convention Center, which is where I went to see the WWE event that was pretty shitty, actually. I mean, me and my brother didn't spend too much money on those tickets for both of us to go, even though he really wanted to go. But I'm going to say I'm going to go ahead and see New for the next time he wants to do that, unfortunately. I'm sorry if you're listening, Buck, because we had the Buck and Buck segment, and he got his stand-up comedy start on my show, the Chokesoo Show, so I feel bad for saying that, but that was just pure kid bullshit. The whole entire time that we were there. I mean, I would have rather watched shoot matches, but like back when I was in All Pro Wrestling, doing training for the 7 months that I was there, being trained by his name named Joseph, but in the ring his name is Jekyll's, and also by Judy Christopherson, and back when Roman Alexander was still alive. Roman Alexander's the guy from Cactus League Wrestling, but I'm just saying that if it's going to be a show, I'm going to have to go to an indie show like Cactus League Wrestling or High Impact Wrestling, or even if Impact wants to come down here. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Impact. I am a huge mark for Japanese wrestling, for basically what it looks like, where it's still a shoot, which would be New Japan Pro Wrestling. I fucking hate, I don't hate Lucha. I love our version of Lucha, American Lucha, which is an American style match with Lucha moves, like in ECW, but I watch CMLL when I'm at my parents' house about every Saturday. I watch it a lot. I watch CMLL a lot, actually, and it's pretty much because there's nothing else on a Saturday afternoon, like fucking from 12 to 1 when I'm hanging out with mom and pops. It is so fucking terrible. That company is so fucking shitty. I hate actual 3-on-3, the whole, triple-on-triple tag format in Lucha. It's fucking, I don't get it. It's like watching it's like watching The Office, but the British version. I don't get the jokes, so I don't like it. That's how I view Lucha, actual Lucha wrestling, like actual Mexican wrestling. It's fucking stupid. I hate it. Most of the guys do not know how to work. They don't know how to fucking wrestle on CMLL. Like, literally every match is like watching a Divas match on Raw or SmackDown. It's like fucking Botchamania left and right. I ain't fucking with it. It's like Brian saying, I ain't fucking that. Alright? So, but, anyways, I don't know why it's so fucking hot, guys. Why is it so hot? It's 78 degrees right now. It's nighttime. What time is it? It's 6:53, and it's 78 degrees, and it's like October 10th. Like, what the fuck's going on here? I pour my water out from these coffee cups that are going to work. Actually, today at work, actually started off the show. Well, not start off the show. I started off the show with Larry King. Starting off the show by telling him that horrific story about the hospital. I mean, it's a hospital. Like, we get people from all over, like, the fucking state that are, it's just, I mean, for different reasons, for this reason, that reason, but the hell was that? Oh, yeah, the people in my apartment complex said that they needed to order a special part because the water is no longer going through the pump or something with the air conditioner. I don't know what the hell that guy wrote. I wasn't really paying attention when I read it, but anyways. So, basically, I brought a Red Bull. I don't know if you guys like to drink, because last week I was talking about Joker energy drinks for some fucking reason. So this week I was also, talking about energy drinks again, where last week I actually drank a Rockstar. It was a zero carb, zero sugar Rockstar drink that I got for like $3, and This week I did the same thing where it was like a deal, even though it was a little bit more expensive with Red Bulls. I got the sugar-free Red Bull and I felt like fucking shit like the whole day. I felt like shit. I was hella tired too. Like I don't understand the dynamics of that because I do drink a lot of coffee and consume a lot of sugar. But if you're having a fucking energy drink, that shit should just jolt you. It's like a bolt of electricity hit the top of your head and went through all the crevices of your body. That's what should have happened, but it fucking didn't. I just felt like tired and slow and sluggish all day getting through the shift. Oh my God, when is this going to end? Please, somebody, Jesus, kill me. Send down the thunder, Thor. I don't believe in Thor. I hate Marvel films. That's another thing we can talk about. To end out the Chuck Stu show today, or this week, I'm sorry. I don't like that. I don't like Marvel films. I don't like superhero films. I do like Thanos from the new Adventure Warriors movie. I like Thanos. I think the memes are funny. The Thanos cheated on you, goofy homies. Like I like that. I think that's fine. But I don't know, man. I just think it's actually Dr. Book has just sent me a message saying that he has just won his first pool tournament. And I guess that's a sport we can talk about is online billiards because I run a team of about 19 people from all around the world so far. We're called the Logan Street Click LSK. And we play pool matches every day, and whoever has the most amount of money for the teams wins all these crazy prizes by Sunday night every week. And so, which is pretty fucking dope to me, man, if like you ask me. It's pool is something that I've been doing since about 2002. It's 2018, so I've been playing online pool for a long while.
Yeah, I don't know about Jeopardy. Put that shit on right now. Because when I drink wine, I want to watch Jeopardy. Full episode, dude. You can suck a dick with a partial episode.
Just one of those men. Hey, look, my cat's under my new desk. I got a new desk, guys, and I wrote top of it, and I wrote on the sides of it. It says here, when you commit to something, stay committed. And here's Richard Kitty. And that's what I got to say about that, about my new desk. I love it. I had this really crazy dream last night. I would think that I'm like Carl Jung, where I have very vivid, crazy dreams. Like every night, I don't know why I dream so much, and I dream such lucid, vivid dreams because it's not always been that way. I think it's pretty much since I started. I wouldn't even say since I started this job, per se, working at the hospital. And actually, I don't know when it started exactly, but I know it started recently, maybe like within the last 2 years. I've started having these really vivid dreams, like lucid dreams, and I don't know what it is I'm doing because I don't take drugs, I just drink. And I mean, I actually just had a glass of red wine with my Salisbury steak and mashed potatoes with gravy. Well, that's just how Chuck Stu likes to get down, you know what I'm saying? I got a new map from my mother here. I don't know what it says. I wrote flatter on it because the word is flat. But anyways, so I had like a vivid dream about the colors green and black, and it had to do with that band Type O Negative, which, if you guys didn't know, is my favorite all-time musical band. It's Type O Negative. I don't like to think about it too much because even though Pete Steele died, like fucking 8 years ago, Peter Steele, who was the front man and lead vocalist of Type O Negative, it does make me upset that he died because his music meant so much to me. Being that when I found him back when I was a Satanist in California to when I was Christian later, and still Christian now, 8 years later, The same thing happened to him. I mean, the man found Christ and then he died of his heart just randomly quit beating. Probably because of all the drinking he was doing. They cut it off cold turkey, and sometimes that happens to people when they cut off drugs or alcohol cold turkey. That's what happens to them, unfortunately. I mean, it really sucks. I really hate it when that happens to anybody, really. But it happened to Eddie Guerrero, too. His heart just randomly stopped beating. One of my all-time favorite wrestlers. You know, it's just... I've been thinking about this week. I've had, like, a pretty difficult life. And I'm not just saying this from oh, you need to look at virus and threat protection. Fuck you, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. You are a virus. I'm not talking about the punk man here. Anyways, you know, it's just my life has just been very difficult. I've made it difficult on myself for a long period of time. And other people have stabbed me in the back and lied to me and promised me things that didn't happen and a whole bunch of things. I mean, I would assume with most people, though. Most people's lives are like that, I would think. You know? But I don't know, man. I mean, even my own brother told me once when we were, I think we were hanging out. God, actually, I don't remember where we were hanging out at. We were hanging out somewhere, and I remember him telling me, like, dude, you have had, like, a really hard life. Like, you've had a really fucked up life. Like, nothing has worked out in your favor. And, you know, I'm saying, it doesn't really matter all that much now. I mean, I'm changing my life around. I'm actually going back to school. I got the papers right here that my friend at work gave me, and I'm going back to school to become a nurse. It's going to take 4 years, but I'm going to do it because I got to do fucking something other than writing, and I wasn't able to be a pastor, so I got to throw that fucking idea out the window, even though that's what, like, I want to do. That's what I wanted to do with my life, was be a pastor, but, oh well, guess I'm going to be a nurse. Sorry, God. But, so I'm going to nursing, and it's going to take me like 2 years to do prerequisites and then 2 years of the nursing, whatever it is, this fucking stupid shit FEMA has me doing, even though I can pretty much do it now. I just need to learn certain small things here and there. I need to learn how to administer needles to get blood and shit like that, but I'm sure I could probably get that down in about fucking maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or blow smoke up your ass for the listener. I'm just saying, like, I'm a pretty bright guy. Like, I could probably start conducting eye surgeries just by the fact that I've watched, like, hundreds of them over the period of time I've been working at this hospital, like, about almost 11 months now that I've been doing this. Like, I'm a pretty intelligent guy. My IQ from these 2 tests that I recently took are between 137 and 149, possibly past 149. Both tests was saying that. I mean, one test said 137, and that's what the other test said. But even though it's really hard to measure something like that, I'm going to take a hit from the wine really quick. It's like my buddy Charles Bukowski. And I wrote 3 poems, and I don't remember what I did with them. It's called Bukowski's Inferno, Part 1 through 3. I submitted them to Tate Publishing back when I was dating my ex-fiance. And after Tate Publishing, they said that they wanted to give me a book deal, but I had to pay like $7,000 fucking dollars for it. So, you know, that one was a fucking scam. I mean, gosh, so many people try to fuck you over in this lifetime. Like, there's so many crooked carjackers that do that shit. There's financial jackers. There's people in Saudi Arabia, fucking St. Petersburg, Russia, that try to tap into your fucking bank account and take your social security number like what fucking illegal immigrants do. So, like, everybody's trying to fucking steal from you. They can't just work an honest-to-God job. They can't just, like, oh, I'm just not going to let my past atrocities get to me. I'm just going to try to be a good person and just do things the right way. It's like, fuck nihilists. Fuck people like that. People that think like that and don't want to get their shit together, fuck them. Get the hell out of here then. And fucking go jump off a cliff. It's like the fucking one. Fuck, who was it, Tony Ayo or Hot Rod or somebody said in that 50 Cent song, just open the cabinet at the bottom and pull the pills out and just fucking overdose. Just fucking overdose, dude. I don't need your ass. Fuck, man. I mean, technically, I was on my last leg for most of my life. So, And up until recently, I'm 30 years old, and that shit didn't start happening until I was 29. So, like, I'm not saying that people can't just turn around, because that can't happen. People can find themselves, like, one time I went to church and this woman found herself and her calling to life when she was 77 years old. Excuse me, it's like, what the hell were you doing with the rest of your fucking, like, what the hell were you doing before that? Like, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy, man. And this life happens like that. You could just deny who you are and just keep fucking allowing other outside forces control your mindset and control the ideas they put into your head, and that's just you, man. It's like you're just a zombie of their agenda. But you don't want to fucking think for yourself. I mean, a lot of people are like that. I'm not just saying, like, oh, it's just you're a stupid asshole because you don't know how to fend for yourself and you just think these things because other people told you to think like that. A lot of people just need help getting out of that kind of stuff. This is Chuck Two Show. Thanks for listening.
Oh, when I cut off right there. Alright, well, this is the fucking Chuck Stew Show. This is the man, the myth, the legend. It's all packed up and rolled up into a half. And I'm going to be seeing you guys next week, for the people that still listen to the show, which is probably no one.